Well, hello everybody, how are you? I am the professor and welcome to this very special video. I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but I wanted to try this. I wanted to take this new animation software that I got and share my thoughts through animation and voiceover about Article 370 for Kashmir and Jammu. What does that mean? Why is this a good thing, the abolishment of Article 370? Well, I think, and again, this is some fact, some opinion, some perception. When Article 370 was in place, it gave the appearance, I think, to the world that somehow Kashmir and Jammu were a disputed territory. It gave the impression that somehow India and Pakistan were kind of making legal claims towards this piece of property, and the will of the people were not being carried out, that somehow India was occupying unjustly, and the poor Pakistani people and sympathizers were just trying to help, their counterparts, their ideological counterparts, to just to be free with a little help from Pakistan and be their friends. But this big, bad, mean India with their big army and their fancy technology and cultural influence was unfairly shifting the balance of what should be happening here. Because if we could just remove India, then the world would see, of course, these people just want to be part of the Pakistan empire. I'm using air quotes for empire. And it kind of gave that impression to the world. Like, hey, what's going on in Kashmir? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Stay out of Kashmir. Don't talk about Kashmir. The truth of the matter is that Kashmir has never really been disputed territory. It's always been a part of India. And that this antiquated attempt of Article 370 was to help them be autonomous and kind of make up their mind as they went. But what happened? Well, India started sending millions and millions and millions of dollars into the area for aid, and several families popped up. Several Kashmirian families popped up, and they were kind of taking the money. They became a stooge for the Pakistan government. They became stooges for them, and they began to steal the money. So the money that was intended for the people wasn't getting there. It was going to them, and they became these kind of weird oligarchs that were funding attacks against the Kashmiri people in the name of revolution, in the name of freedom fighters. And it was really became a hornet's nest for activity, launching points, if you will, against India, that Pakistan was using, kind of a subterfuge to do this. Now that it's been removed, the thing that I think is apparent is, this is, Kashmir and Jammu are part of India. So any kind of attack that is done is really an attack on India. You're really declaring kind of war on India, and India has the legal obligation, the moral obligation to protect its people and to respond, to retaliate. So I think that's the first thing that's good about it. The second thing that is good about it is underneath Article 370, people could not really invest in infrastructure, in business, in kind of the staple, the economy. It really had restrictions on it, and so now it opens it up where people can buy homes, where people can build things in there. Money can be poured in to make it, a smart city, if you will, to bring it up to code, to kind of fit in the vision of India as a modern city. And when I see pictures of Kashmir, it looks beautiful, man. It looks like such a great vacation spot. It looks like, wow, look at it, the snow and the mountains and the all this different stuff, and it would be great. And I think this is really going to help the Kashmirian people with an economy. Investment means economy. economy means profit and taxes. Profit and taxes mean jobs and disposable income for its people. But the first things first. Everybody needs to be safe, right? So there's this kind of Maslow hierarchy of needs where you kind of have you need to be safe and secure, and as you work your way up the pyramid, you become the self-actualization. And so we need safety and security in Kashmir. Thus, the Indian Army is in there, making sure people are safe. And investment's going to come, which is going to be a much better deal for everybody. Now, why did this happen now, right? Because there's some international consequences to this. I know some of my Indian friends don't like Donald Trump. I know that. And he is my president. I voted for him. I got a letter from him that his wife was touched by something that I said, and so he was writing on her behalf, which I thought was very nice. And he can be perceived wrong. He is a nationalist, right? He puts America first, just like Modi is a nationalist, and he puts India first. And I'm telling you, he loves Modi, even though there are some things going on that my Indian friends will point out and say, well, Professor, what about this? What about that? Well, I would tell you, he's negotiating. America first, but he loves Modi. He does, man. He's criticized here by the Western press for being too friendly with Modi because traditionally, unfortunately, Pakistan is our ally in the area. And that's a whole other separate video on why they're our ally. But Trump has cut all the military aid to them. Cut it. He had Amir Khan to the White House. When we all saw that bizarre press conference with him and Amir Khan, very, very strange. And then he turned around and cut more. He cut more, dude. He cut more. He cut, humanitarian aid to them. And Amir Khan is hanging on by a thread. I mean, they're just, if you hear the reports coming in from Pakistan, he's closing roads down and nobody knows why. People don't have jobs. I mean, it's just a complete mess. It's a hot mess. Yes, it is a very hot mess. But I have to tell you, if we rolled back the clock and this happened with Barack Obama as president, there would be international outrage at India. He would have been furious about this. He really would. He would be calling India. He would be treating it very much like, the occupier kind of mentality. And there would have been just complete chaos in this, right? And India would not be so fond of America because I'm telling you, he would try to get sanctions against India, the UN to get involved, which is unfortunate. And Trump is not like that. Now, President Obama, very much a smooth speaker, doesn't say crazy things on Twitter. Trump does, but Trump is your friend. Trump is your friend. I'm telling you that. So, this is a good thing for India, this abolishment. It protects the homeland. It gives an opportunity for economic growth into the area. And the Kashmiri people will now have a sense of democracy and freedom and safety that they've never had. And ultimately, isn't that what we want for our friends, right? So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to this video, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace and much love.